Imam Hussein was so lucky to have so many loyal companions by his side, but how much do we really know about these companions? Let's find out in the next show, The Unsung Heroes of Karbala.
Anas bin Harith al-Kahili. He was tall and well-figured, had a muscular body, a bent back and a white beard. He was over 100 years old. At times, his white eyebrows would fall over his eyes and hinder his vision. He had piercing looks, was authoritative, well-known and well-respected among the people of Kufa. He had a noble face and spoke only when needed. His name was Anas, son of Harith al-Kahili. The enemies of Islam feared him while his friends took pride in him. His wound mark spoke of his courage and bravery on previous battlefields. He was unequaled in generosity. He had an excellent memory and could narrate the history of Islam by heart. Anas was one of the companions and followers of the Holy Prophet. He had fought along with the Holy Prophet against the enemy in the battles of Badr and Hunayn. After the Holy Prophet, Anas followed the teachings of Amir al-Mu'mineen, Imam Hassan and Imam Hussein. He took the holy Imams as his leaders and had immense love for the Ahl al-Bayt. He was among the sincere followers of Aba Abdullah. For him, obedience to Imam Hussein was obedience to the Holy Prophet. His sincerity had earned him a special place in the eyes of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. When Anas heard of Muawiyah's death, he was delighted and thanked Allah. Muawiyah was an oppressive ruler. One after the other, Muawiyah's crimes flashed before his eyes. He was reminded of the times when he himself had fought Muawiyah to put an end to his tyranny. He could not forgive Muawiyah for all the damage he had inflicted on Islam, with the help of his conniving companion and advisor, Amr ibn As. After Muawiyah's death, Yazid declared himself as the Caliph of the Muslims. Although he used force to secure the allegiance of Muslims, there were many who happily offered theirs. These events did not surprise, but saddened and disappointed Anas. History had once again repeated itself. He remembered the day when Muawiyah introduced himself as the Caliph of the Muslims. The day when the Muslims turned their back on Imam Ali and offered their allegiance to Muawiyah. The day when the message of Ghadir was once again ignored and the rights of Imam Ali alayhi salam was trampled. After the death of Muawiyah, the people of Kufa wrote hundreds of letters to Imam Hussein. The letters read, "O Aba Abdullah, now that Muawiyah has died, we want you to be our Imam and our leader. We want to offer our allegiance to you." The Imam sent Muslim ibn Aqil to Kufa to secure allegiance on his behalf. Initially, thousands among the people of Kufa offered their allegiance. However, it did not take them long to back off. They abandoned Muslim and he was mercilessly martyred. Anas was extremely disturbed by the state of affairs. The martyrdom of Muslim had made him furious. He took his weapons, got on his steed and took off. There was no turning back. He recalled the Holy Prophet saying, My son Hussein will be killed in a place called Karbala. Those of you who live till that time should help him. Anas realized that the time had come, the time of duty, the time to join the forces of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Unafraid, he made his way towards the caravan of Imam Hussein. The companions of Imam Hussein were delighted to see Anas in their ranks. Anas felt at peace on being with his Imam. When they reached the land called Karbala, Imam Hussein alayhi salam instructed his companions to camp there and then. On the night of Ashura, they all gathered around Imam Hussein and expressed joy at being able to give up their lives for the sake of their beloved Imam. Imam Hussein looked at their determined faces and said, I do not know of companions more loyal than you. It was heart-rending. The night was spent in prayers and supplications. They whispered to their Lord in the silence of the night. Early morning, dressed up as soldiers of the holiest army, they took up their positions to defend their Imam. The commander of Yazid's army, Umar ibn Sa'ad, initiated the bloody battle. When the army suspended the war temporarily to collect their dead and the wounded, Imam Hussein said to Anas, "Go and preach to these cruel people." Anas immediately obeyed and left for the battlefield. When he got close to Umar, he did not greet him. "Why did you not greet us?" Umar ibn Sa'ad inquired. "Do you think we are disbelievers? How can you believe in God and His holy messenger while your swords are ready to shed the blood of the son of the holy prophet?" Anas replied. Umar ibn Sa'ad turned his head down for a while. He had no answer. He said, "I swear to God, I know that the killer of Imam Hussein will end up in hell, but the orders of Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad have to be carried out." Disappointed, he returned and tied a piece of cloth around his back to straighten it, used his headband to keep his eyebrows from falling over his eyes and hinder his vision, took permission from his Imam and left for the battlefield. When Imam Hussein alayhi salam saw him leave in that state, he could barely control his tears. The Imam said, May Allah accept your sacrifice, dear old man. After a hard-fought battle, Anas was martyred. He secured eternal success and breathed his last in his Imam's lap.
Why we pray 5 times a day and wear hijab? Let's go to Sayyid Hassan, who has all the answers.
Salam alaikum everyone, I'm Hassan and I hope that I can answer all of your questions about mourning for Imam Hussein today. Alhamdulillah, we have been blessed with the opportunity to be Muslims, and even more blessed to be called Shia, which means the followers of the Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. Unfortunately though, there are many people who have very false ideas about our beliefs, and it's really important for us to clear up those wrong thoughts. I want to help you understand our beautiful religion more. Right, it's time to answer your questions now. Our first question is,
Salaam alaikum. I want to know, why do we mourn for Imam Hussein?
Wa alaikum salam. Well, Imam Hussein died to save Islam. So every year we remember the way that he died, so we can keep our beautiful religion alive. Imam Hussein stood up against the injustice that was happening in the world, and in the same way, it encourages us to do the same thing, and stand up to oppression in this world. Remembering Imam Hussein and mourning for him is also recommended to us. Imam Sadiq alayhi salam said that the crying for Imam Hussein increases your deeds and your status in Jannah.
Thank you, Sayyid Hassan. Bye.
It's a pleasure, and I think we have another question.
How do we mourn for Imam Hussein?
That's an interesting question to ask. There are so many different ways that people mourn for Imam Hussein. Some people cry for Imam Hussein, some people listen to sad poems about Imam Hussein, which are known as Latmiyat or Nawhas, and some people visit the holy shrine of Imam Hussein. There are people who listen to Taziyah, which is a narration about the incident of Karbala, and some people perform matam, and this is when we hit our chests.
Thank you for your answers. Bye.
Here's a fact for you. Muharram is the month in which Imam Hussein was killed. It's also the first month of the Islamic calendar, and a month in which God said that Muslims cannot fight. That sound means we have an urgent question. Let's find out what that urgent question is.
Sayyid Hassan, in Muharram, why do we hit our chests?
What a great question. This is something that people do when they remember Imam Hussein and feel so much sadness for his tragedy. When they feel really sad, they feel that they need to express their grief or sadness in some way and join Imam al-Mahdi in remembering the events of Karbala.
Thank you, Sayyid Hassan. Bye.
No problem at all. Let's see what the next question is now.
What is eulogy and why do we read it?
Good question. A latmiyah or a noha is a eulogy. This means a sad poem or a song that was written about the tragedies that the Holy Prophet or the Imams faced. And the word latmiyah is an Arabic word and a noha is an Urdu word. The reason why we recite latmiyah or a noha is because it helps us to remember the story of Imam Hussein and the other Imams and also the Prophet.
Thank you.
And before we run out of time, let's take our final question for today.
Why do we wear black in Muharram?
Well guys, have you noticed that people wear black in funerals because they are sad occasions? We don't have to wear black in the month of Muharram, but black is the colour that we wear when someone very dear to us passes away. Imam Hussein is our third beloved Imam, and some of his family passed away very tragically in the month of Muharram during the Battle of Karbala. As Imam Hussein's story and his death are both very sad, we pay our respects to the Imam by wearing black to remember the events of Karbala, in the same way you might want to wear black when someone very close to you passes away. Here's another fact. The first person to cry about Imam Hussein was the Holy Prophet Muhammad, when he first heard about what was going to happen to his beloved grandson. Well, I hope that you've learnt a lot today, and I'll see you again very soon to answer more baffling questions. See you next time!